on. We are on. Hello, everybody, all the friends of ATI. Thank you so much for spending your lunch break with ATI, with our podcast, Lunch Break with ATI. And we've got our dear friend, Sue Finkam of the city of Carmel visiting and our guest today. So I'm so excited. I've been wanting to have her on for such a long time. Been dear friends for so many years and so many things that you've done to help support the community. You and your family, just amazing people. So, but yeah, welcome to ATI. Wednesday, here we are, 12 noon, live on Facebook and any other places where you watch your podcasts. So how are things? How about Carmel Fest? Wasn't that fun?
Carmel Fest is amazing.
That was unbelievable. Yeah. Great fireworks as always. All of the vendors out there. Everybody having a great time. Great music. Great, just all the way around. And the weather worked out well for us.
Absolutely. The weather was amazing. It was hot.
It was
what you want in July, but not too hot.
Yeah.
You know, they say your worldview is kind of formed between the ages of 6 to 11, right?
Uh-huh.
And I remember, and no one can do the math here, okay? But the bicentennial, was, in my little tiny community that I was raised in, it was like everyone with their little American flags and, had a parade and all that. And so there's something about that as when I was a younger version of me, that just remembering that. So Carmel Fest kind of brings that back. It's just almost nostalgic. And I'm hoping that, there's legions of kids who come to Carmel Fest. And they're coming for the elephant ear. They're coming for the parade and all that kind of fun stuff. But I hope they're also remembering this patriotism and this element of growing up in Carmel where we celebrate the 4th. So, I don't know.
Where did you grow up? Where's home?
Tiny little town called Roscommon, Michigan.
Roscommon, Michigan.
Yep. And there's actually a reporter, and I won't out him, here in Indianapolis who graduated from the same high school, and I just could not believe it.
How about that? 2
stoplights. One's a blinker, and one's an actual full stoplight. So, it was way far north in Michigan, about an hour south of the Mackinac Bridge. So lots of tourism that's around the rivers and lakes and, outdoor fun and activities.
Sure.
It's colder there than it is here, but it's
you
beautiful.
Get the lake effect off of that, right?
Not quite. It's too centralized.
It's
right in the middle.
Okay.
So we missed the lake effect, but lots of
Where are you on the
map?
On the map.
Right here. Right here.
You're right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And you can do the Upper Peninsula too if you really want to.
Oh, that's right.
Only an experienced Michigander can show you that.
Is that how those who are really from Michigan? That's like, where are you from?
Exactly.
It's not just this. They give the 2-hand version.
Exactly. That's how you really know you're in.
So being here, when did you move here to Carmel?
To Carmel, 2007. I started working in the community in 2005, but moved here with our family in 2007. Drew was getting ready to go. Our son was getting ready to go into kindergarten, and so that was a perfect time. He's doing great. He's at IU. So
IU Hoosier.
Hopefully, he's on the 4-year plan, honey. When you see this 4-year plan,
4 years, man. You can do it, Drew. Exactly. 4 years, man.
But he's going to be a junior this fall. So.
Oh, exciting! My gosh, seemed like he was just in high school.
It seems like he was just this tall.
Yeah, right. So, what brought you to Indiana from Michigan?
A job. Right, I started working in Logansport for a job and moved down to Indianapolis in 92 and had been in that area generally until, working in healthcare, I was an athletic trainer, was my undergrad and first jobs, and kind of evolved into healthcare marketing. And
that's cool, because I was talking to Jeff Farrell the other day about that's so amazing. So in healthcare and athletics and
so we have the same undergraduate degree, slightly different undergraduate degrees, but same career initially. And at one point, one client or one company I was working for, he was a vendor, so we had an early interaction professionally before we served on council together.
Is that right? Yeah. Small world.
It is, isn't it?
That is wild. And then, like you're talking about growing up in Michigan in a small town, and seeing, I'm sure, when you came here, and then to see the amazing amount of growth and the density, but also just it's all the excitement that's attributed to what the city and the visionaries and everyone who's supporting it. It's really exciting.
It is exciting to see the growth, but we want to keep it special too.
Sure. Absolutely.
Like other edge cities that have grown out of control. And Hamilton County is booming at the seams, right? It will continue to do that for probably another, 20 to 40 years. It's expected to almost double in size from a population standpoint. A lot of our growth has already occurred.
Sure.
So it's our job as visionaries, as you say, but actually I like to say it's our job as a community to make sure we keep Carmel special.
Yeah.
So, I would like to continually hear from people on what are those elements that make it special. It's the Carmel Fests, right? It's it's the being able to see each other regularly in events and activities. But how do you maintain that special, but also accommodate for growth, make sure that traffic isn't, at a standstill, all those things that make keep it a community great.
And there's a lot, and in my experience, and I'm very, limited in my knowledge on any city planning. I don't pretend to know really anything. I just know what I like, right?
Yep.
And I think everybody knows what they like, and then they know what they don't like, which is always fun to we look forward to your tweets. But because we get it too. But seeing, it's not done willy-nilly. There's a lot of planning that goes involved in this. And I mean, the amount of planning to get to where we are right now started, probably a decade ago, maybe even more than a decade ago.
Decades
ago. Yeah. So that's amazing to see, and then to see the fruition of it all coming together, which is exciting.
It is exciting, and lots more planned and lots more in planning phases now, but certainly you also have to keep your growth in your plans in perspective in the larger context, right? What are trends and how are people, living now? The fact that kids are coming out of college now and the affordability is an issue, right?
Yeah.
And kids are coming out with much more debt than they ever had in the past.
Yeah.
So that puts into perspective, they're not going to be buying right away, right? So we need more apartments to accommodate those knowledge workers and others who want to live in our community but aren't ready to buy or don't want to buy. And we also, on the other end of the spectrum, we think of career professionals who are now 55, 60, 65 saying, I love Carmel and I want to stay here, but you know what? I don't want my 3,500 to 4,000 square foot house with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths on a half-acre lot anymore. I don't want to maintain it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to clean it. I would really just like an apartment so I can lock it up and leave it when I want to go for my 3 months in Florida. So, we really are seeing a lot of parallels between the end of career folks and the beginning of career folks as far as what their needs and preferences are. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's cool when you can look at the different generations and see trends and changes. And it's, our job to then say, okay, how do we accommodate for that? How do we make sure we have our community can fit people, from 18 to 88, right? We want to make sure that we have something for everybody from a housing perspective. But certainly we're geared at people who appreciate the arts, right? I mean, we're trying to attract that caliber, not saying caliber, but that type of person who's interested in arts and interested in education and interested in involving their kids and their family in lots of activities. And so that's how we've geared a lot of our strategic plans around, right?
Yeah, it's showing the benefits of all of that planning in it too. Midtown is fun, so much fun. I was just over the other weekend. There was movies up on the screen, and I was like families out there. Hardly anybody's on their smartphones.
Right.
How about that? It's like Norman Rockwell 2022. We
should put a Wi-Fi jammer out there.
Yeah.
To make sure it happens. Don't tweet about that. We're not doing
that.
No,
we weren't. Yeah, it's like, what are they doing now? No, but that's really cool because the accessibility of that. I mean, that's one of the things that I love that ATI does when we bring in artists from outside of the area and combine with local artists here who already know about a lot of things. And sometimes even the local artists don't even know what's going on here in Carmel. But everyone who comes here, they're just blown away by the quality of life, everybody getting together, the sense of community, and the progressiveness, the roundabouts, just the shops. I mean, great restaurants. I mean, there's so much. So it's nice to see the dispelling of a stigma about Indiana that, I love those eye-opening moments.
I love hearing from someone who hasn't been here in 20 or 30 years.
See how it's changed.
Oh, yeah. And so, because the first place we take them is Midtown, right? We're like, you remember we had the Monon Trail? Oh, yeah, I love the Monon Trail. Well, it looks a little different today.
Yeah.
And to see them stand at Main and the Monon and just see the vibrancy and then walk them through the Midtown area. We've got the separated paths and all the linear park and, the plaza area. It's just they can't believe it's the same town that they had grown up in and not been back to, or some are professionals who travel for work and just haven't been back here for a while. I had that experience recently where we're entertaining some physicians and they're like, this is not the same community, are you sure?
Yeah, it's
so
really cool.
It's rewarding, right? And
yes.
It's something we should all be proud of.
Yeah.
Because without community support, we wouldn't vote the way we do to fund these activities
Right.
and these experiences and this infrastructure. Clearly, we're known for transportation innovation with the roundabouts and Keystone Parkway and the way
Known
it's been
for
built.
wonderful streets.
Yeah, so
Shout out to the street department.
I know,
You guys
they're
are amazing.
wonderful.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah, and that's another thing to brag on too, is our
Yeah.
city staff. So it's been fun to reintroduce people to the
Yeah.
community.
And that's one of the things that's important not to take for granted.
Right.
It's easy to once you're around all this stuff, if you kind of get used to it and you start taking it for granted, you don't realize how much goes into it. So I get to talk about all the great things about the city of Carmel. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and I forgot about this. You are big with Rejuvenate Kidney Transplant Solutions, the Alliance for Paired Kidney Donation, Life Connection of Ohio, and iAir.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a personal thing for me because my dad, Don Farrell Sr., he was a recipient, a double lung transplant recipient back in 2010. He's no longer with us. Hi, Dad. But he lived for 10 years, going on almost 11 years with that double lung transplant.
It's incredible.
And really, it's an amazing gift. And I learned so much about that process. And there's so many people, I think that's another thing, talking about taking for granted. People just go, oh yeah, I've heard of transplant, but I don't really know anything about it. Encourage everybody to become organ donors. Go to the BMV. It's a good thing to do. It's a way to still hang around here after you're gone, giving on the gift of life. But talk to me about that and your relationship with those amazing organizations.
Yeah, so I had experience to work for Indiana Donor Network, and Indiana Donor Network is one of 57 organ procurement organizations, or OPOs. They're federally mandated what their geographic area are, and they're the ones who basically help facilitate the gift from the donor to the person who's going to become the transplant recipient. And it was an amazing 5.5 years, and now as of last January, started my own marketing agency, and we have just kind of fallen into, because of relationships and knowledge and expertise, a really nice little niche of helping organizations like some that you mentioned help facilitate life-saving. And it is motivating, it is rewarding, and all of our partners are incredible. Rejuvenate helps employers reduce their costs for kidney disease by expediting transplants. It's an incredible niche that they're in. The Alliance for Paired Kidney Donation uses Nobel Prize-winning innovation to help do kidney swaps and exchanges, to what we call multiply the gift. So one kidney donation, we actually end up in several. End up in a chain of several kidney donations. Life Connection of Ohio is like Indiana Donor Network, but for a designated territory in Ohio. Medigo, which is a newer partner for us, has a technology which helps track organs in transport, and also
Very
some other
important,
technologies that
because
are
time
coming
is
out.
of the essence.
Time is of the essence. When you look at even just a delay in getting the organ from the recovery hospital to the transplant hospital, which could be hours away. Time is money, and operating rooms sitting there vacant or pushing off other semi-urgent or elective surgeries is a problem. So knowing to the minute when they're going to get there is incredible innovation developed by Medigo. And then we just also partnered with Trinity Medical Solutions, which is a ground transport and air transplant solution, helping OPOs and transplant centers move organs through a white glove service. So we consider ourselves so blessed to be able to work in that space, because they're all incredible companies making a difference every single day. And I think all of us, when you work lots of hours, and most of us put in lots of passion at what we do, right? But at the end of the day, when you say, like, my efforts directly led to someone else having a tomorrow, is powerful.
It's extremely powerful.
Or 10 years of tomorrows, like your dad, right?
Yeah.
And, the difference, like, with your daughter, and your dad being able to see your daughter for so many years, is just incredible. So we consider ourselves blessed to be able to work in that space, and we come to work with quite a bit of passion. So we all have those days where are harder, but you know what you're making a difference. When you know what you're doing makes a difference, it's so meaningful.
Huge impact. And it's not just on the recipient, it's also all the families and friends
right.
of that individual who's able to sustain life. It truly is a miracle about the human body.
Yeah.
Because I was talking, my dad's transplant surgeon, Dr. Force, shout out to Dr. Force, brilliant man, did a lot of his work in Pittsburgh, but before at the great people at Emory University. Big shout out to the people at Emory University Hospital. Big fan of educational medicine, because they're always on the cutting edge of what is going on. So Emory was amazing. But I was talking to Dr. Forrest. I was like, okay, so first of all, I couldn't find any books about double lung transplant. I could only find one book, like a personal story about what it's like to help prep. And it was a book called Sick Girl about a heart transplant. So it was her experience with that, but I couldn't find anything about lung. But I was like, so tell me, I wanted to, learn. And he said, well, honestly, after we kind of take the old lungs out, put the new lungs in, and do all the connecting and everything, it comes to a point where we kind of like, okay, let it do your thing. And it's just so miraculous, not to get on a big religious kick, but you just can't help but be in awe of something much, much more powerful and much bigger than all of us that is going on at work to making these type of things happen.
Yeah.
And that's so important work that you and all your friends at all of those different organizations do. Highly encourage everybody to be an organ donor. Help extend the life of so many people. It's such a worthwhile thing, worthwhile gift. And so hats off to you and everybody.
Thank you. And really hats off go to the donors and the donor families, right?
Families, yeah.
Because not only is it emotional and rewarding for the recipient and their families, but it's also in a time of great tragedy, it can provide a really peace of mind and comfort knowing that even though my loved one is no longer here, he or she went on to help others is incredible too. And it's a sense of it helps them heal in the process too. Yeah. So I know some people say, I just want to wait and not make my decision right away. I want to let my family make it. I would encourage you to make your decision, because in the time of trauma and grief, people what we heard over and over again is, I just wish I knew what my loved one wanted. And so make your decision. They'll know what you wanted then, and they'll feel much better about the whole process going forward, knowing that your wishes are being carried out. So yeah, it's incredible.
That's awesome. Well, I think, is there anything else you'd like to, I could talk to Sue for hours and hours.
It's a 2-hour podcast because we have things to say.
We got a lot. We'll have you back again. We've got so many things to talk about.
I just want to say thank you to ATI for being an incredible partner with the city of Carmel, because you bring such high quality entertainment to the stages here all the time. They're fun, they're entertaining, they're incredible. And it's not come without personal sacrifice with you and your partners for being here. So thank you.
Yeah, well, Judy, Cindy, and I, we were thrilled and honored to be working with the city and just and seeing all the growth with ATI and all of the other many people that are on board. So ATI is so much even larger than Don, Judy, and Cindy. It's a whole family, and we're just thrilled to be a part of your family and the city of Carmel's family, and hopefully your family too. So thank you so much for spending some of your lunch break with us. I know you got to get back to work or many other things that the plates that you're spinning or balls that you're juggling. So thank you so much for spending some of your time with us. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 12 noon for another episode of Lunch Break with ATI. See you guys. Bye.